Hello, Bethwilliams here. And today, so I haven't been live for a little while, but that is because I have been learning lots about real estate and starting my new career. So anyway, I have learned, and so I'm going to talk today about how, I know we've all heard it's a seller's market. It's a seller's market, but it is also a really good time to buy a house. And I am going to tell you why. Yes, it's considered a seller's market because people are buying lots of houses. So if you have a home, it is a great time to sell. But I'm going to share, like I said, 8 reasons why it is also a good time to buy a house. Number 1, and this is for people who are currently renting, you could pay less than your monthly rent in your mortgage payment. Now, I know for a fact, because I have a couple children that rent apartments, that apartments are expensive. Like when I was a kid, when I was young, not a kid, but like a young adult, apartments were cheap, way cheaper than a house. But now, I mean, apartments are like, they pay over $1,000 a month for an apartment, for a little teeny tiny 1-bedroom apartment, which I personally think is crazy. But sometimes renting is just what you need to do, and I get that. But if you are even thinking that you might want to buy a house, think about that. The fact that your monthly payment could possibly be less if you bought a house. Mortgage, or you could lower your, and okay, so that's number 1. If you're renting, you could lower your monthly payment by buying a house. And house hunting is fun. First of all, I love looking at houses. I don't love the process of moving, but I love house hunting. I love looking at houses. One of the reasons I wanted to get into real estate, because I just love houses. I like looking at them. I like looking at them online. And like when I'm buying a house, like, it's fun. Anyhow, that's number 1. You can lower your mortgage payment. Number 2, so if you currently own a home and you want to sell that, and maybe you've been living in this house for a while and it's big. Like we live in a 2,700 square foot home, just my husband and I. So it's a little big for us. Like, do we need 4 bedrooms and 2,700 square feet for just the 2 of us? No, we do not. But our last child just moved out about a couple months ago. So we are now empty nesters, and we've considered downsizing. We might wait until we're ready to move out of the state. But if you are currently living at home that's just like I said, maybe you're empty nesters, maybe you've lived there for a while and you just don't need all that space for just yourself and your spouse, or whatever, it's a great time to downsize, because your house that you have right now it is a seller's market, is going to sell. It's going to sell, like, period. And the equity that you have in your home can help with a down payment on a new home and can reduce your mortgage payment. So, for like, even if you bought another house that was about, let's see. So what we would do is we would take the equity we have in this home, and then we would use it to buy another home that's smaller. So hopefully the mortgage payment would be less, but it would be less because we're taking all the equity from this home and paying down the mortgage. So the amount of mortgage we would have to get would not be as much. So you could do that. Like if you wanted to downsize, it is a great time to buy and sell your home. So if you would like to know what your home is worth, I can help you with that. That is what I do. I can do a comparative market analysis. Just drop a comment or send me a message, text, whatever, and I can help you with that. So that's number 2. Number 3, and this is just in general a nice thing about owning a home instead of renting, is that you can get creative. You can do whatever you want. It's your house. You can paint the walls. You can, put in new flooring. You don't have to go call your landlord and say, hey, is it okay? Can I paint this room? You can just do it. It's your home. You can put up new curtains, put pictures on the wall, put all the holes in the wall that you want. So that's number 3. And that's just always a good thing about owning. Number 4, you could reduce your household debt. So, and that's normal. That's like if you downsize and make your mortgage smaller, then you can use that extra money. So if you're paying $1,500 in rent and you buy a home or rent or your mortgage now, and then you buy a home and the mortgage is $1,200, you'll have that $300 extra. You can use that to pay off your debt. Apparently, and I did not know this, but credit card debt in 2020, people were really focused on that, economic changes caused by the pandemic. So credit card debt was reduced in the amount of $108 billion in 2020. And that's a lot. And I just find that really interesting. But that would be a way, selling and downsizing would help you to pay off some of that credit card debt. Like when we eventually sell our home and downsize, we will be using our equity to pay off all our debt. So, and just think how nice that would be to only have like a mortgage payment and not all of the credit cards and all that stuff. So number 5 is you could actually trade up without stretching your budget. So you could, if you have a home now, you could sell it, take that equity, and you could actually buy like a nicer home and keep your mortgage payment the same. Take all your equity, put it down on a new home, which would reduce that amount of that mortgage, and then keep your mortgage payment about the same, but have a nicer home, if that's what you'd like to do. Like maybe you're just starting a family and you need a bigger house, which is just the opposite problem of what I have. So number 6, you can enjoy stability. And number 6 is about like if you're renting, because you never know, like your landlord could just send you a letter one day and say, hey, I'm kicking you out. I'm going to sell my house, or I'm going to sell this apartment building and you're going to have new owners. Or I'm going to sell the house. You got to get out and, because I'm going to sell it. So, and also like if you're renting, you kind of have to worry about, they're going to raise the rent. They'll probably raise the rent every time you get a lease renewal. So, with a mortgage, if you get a fixed mortgage rate, you're going to have a fixed payment every month and you don't have to worry about it. And number 7, if you so when you're purchasing a home, you can lock in a competitive rate before they go up again. So if you're looking for a home and you're working with a lender and like you get all approved and everything, you can lock in your mortgage rate. Once you make an offer on a home, you can lock it in, and then they can't change that rate. Now, if the rate goes down after that, then you can't change it either. But from what I understand, rates are very, very slowly going up. They're pretty low right now, depending on your credit score, of course, like in the 2s and 3s, like 2.5%, 3%. Like I know that our mortgage on this home is 4, I want to say 4 something. So, and it's lower than that now. And we thought that was really low. That was a few years ago. So I think now it's 2.5%, 3%. Anyway, so they are, from what I understand, I was reading about it, they are slowly starting to climb a little bit, like just very, very slowly. But you could lock that in and not have that go up. So number 8, you could get more house for less money. So there are lots of programs that provide benefits to eligible buyers. So I'm going to read these because I don't have them all memorized. But the USDA loan, it helps people with low to moderate income find houses in like rural or even some suburban areas. And a lot of people now, I know, are moving out of the city and there's a lot of people coming out this direction. I live in Graham, so there's a lot of people moving down this way, wanting to get out of the city. There's a lot of stuff going on in the city that people just don't like or don't want to deal with. There's just too many people there. So people are moving out to the suburbs. And so I know that there are places in Graham that you could get a USDA loan. And then the FHA loan, you can get even as low as a 3.5% down payment on an FHA loan. It says here that they're often geared towards student loan debt holders. And the reason that people like them is because of their low down payment requirement. And there's other, if you're a VA, if you're a active, if you like qualify for a VA loan, VA loans are 0 down payment. They're very low interest, and they're backed by the VA. And I don't know what this one is, so I'm not going to talk about it. But also, one thing I just learned by talking to a lender, there are programs called down payment assistance. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing. But if you need help with your down payment, like you're thinking, okay, I'd love to buy a home, but I'm renting. I don't have I don't have a home to sell. I don't have any equity in a home. There are programs that can help you with your down payment. Now, they are based usually on your income, your credit score. You have to have a minimum, or there's a maximum your income can be, and a minimum your credit score. But it's like the one I was reading about is just a specific one, but the interest rate, or I'm sorry, the credit score for that one was 620. So that's not super high. I mean, 620 is just, an average credit score. It's not a high credit score, and the annual income on that particular program was like 145,000. So that's a lot. That's a lot higher than the average monthly income, household income. But how they work is they let's see, I'm going to read about it. Okay. So they roll it into the mortgage, but a lot of them are deferred payments. So you don't even have to pay that down payment back until you sell the home, move out of the home, a refi, or I guess that's all. If you sell it, you refinance, or you move out, like you rent out the home, you move out of it, then you would have to pay back that down payment assistance. But a lot of them are just payment deferred, and then you don't have to do it until then. So if you're thinking about buying, like I said, it's a great time. If you would like more info, if you'd like the name of a lender, I know a couple of really good lenders that you can talk to just to see if you're qualified. And if you're not, they can help you. They can say, okay, you need to do this is what you need to do to get qualified to buy a home. This is what you need. Like, just talking to a lender doesn't mean you're going to buy a house. It just means that you want information and you want to see if you qualify for that. So, and I think a lot of people would be surprised to find that they do qualify when they think they might not. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. I am learning so much. I'm just loving this real estate. Like, it's very, very interesting. It's fun. And I'm just learning a ton. So I'm just going to jump on periodically and share some of the stuff that I learned. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment, send me a message. If you want a comparative market analysis on your home, or a professional equity assessment report, I can do that as well. So just let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.